Hi, I'm Silke. Welcome to my video about communication skills for teachers. Specifically, we are going to talk about ways how teachers can be taken more seriously when communicating with parents. I once helped a coaching client, she was a teacher, who often felt that parents did not take her seriously enough. She spent quite a lot of time meeting with parents who did not follow her advice, although they specifically asked her for advice, or parents who did not stick to any agreements they have made before. In her discussions with parents, she often heard parents saying yes to different approaches they should or could try at home. When giving her advice, because parents explicitly asked her to give advice, some parents just nodded along, but the next time she met them, she learned that nothing happened at home. My client was still relatively young and new in teaching, so she hadn't had the chance to gain much experience in working with parents by the time she came to me for coaching. She told me how some meetings with parents actually made her cry in the evenings. She felt like she failed because some parents just showed her the cold shoulder, although she had really worked hard to come up with proper solutions for the problems. All that was important to her was the success of her students. She felt like those parents did not appreciate her work or her ideas and the effort she put in just to help that child make progress in school. When she met parents in a follow-up meeting to discuss the further course of action and asked them how things had changed at home since the last time they met, of course, she expected to hear success stories, but also unexpected troubles along the way. And she was more than ready to discuss them, and she was dedicated to discussing those and finding ways to overcome them. But when she then found out that those parents had not even tried to make things happen at home, things that they agreed to in the last meeting, my client felt sad and even deceived. Deceived because of the hard work and time she had put in. And when asking them about reasons for not sticking to their agreement, most parents could not even explain themselves. So, all in all, my client did not feel taken seriously at all. She felt like those parents would not even listen to her, although they explicitly asked her for advice. Do you often find yourself in conversations with parents and you notice they don't really listen to what you are saying? Or they just don't stick to any agreement you made with them? Or they just don't consider the advice they asked you for the last time you talked? Or you're talking and parents are not asking any questions? They're just silent the whole time? Well, if any of those situations sound familiar to you, this video can be a start to help you improve your teacher communication skills, so parents will take you more seriously in the future. Improving your teacher's communication skills is actually important because it simply saves you time and energy. The better and more professional you communicate, the better your relationship with parents will become. And the more parents will respect you the way you deserve to be respected. The time you invest in the preparation of parent meetings and also in having the actual meeting should be efficient, right? And not wasted. The last thing you want and need is probably spending an hour or even spending an evening at home preparing a serious conversation with parents, and then ending up with parents who won't even listen to you. How frustrating is that? The most important thing for you is to lead through the parent and teacher conversation with lots of empathy. Being empathetic is a core skill teachers should have, or at least learn to be successful when cooperating with parents. Empathy is a skill that can definitely be learned. Nobody needs to be born with it automatically. It may sound intimidating if you already know that empathy is not your main strength, but don't worry. There are straightforward techniques you can learn to apply whenever a situation requires it. For instance, it starts with really listening to the parents, no matter if the things they talk about or tell you are helpful or even related to the actual issue. Even if they talk about something else entirely, it's better to let them finish instead of interrupting them. Because for some reason, they need to tell you whatever they are telling you. If you interrupt them, they won't feel heard and fully understood. And that, in return, makes them feel like you don't take them seriously. And that is not the impression you want to give, right? Because if you want to be taken seriously, you have to do everything in your power to take them seriously yourself. Instead of thinking, what the heck are they talking about? Just be empathetic. Listen actively to them and let them feel you accept them as they are, even if you totally disagree. It's not that you have to change your personal opinion or abandon your values. Just make them feel heard and understood. Make them feel you are here for them and you offer your support no matter what. And also, the second most important thing you should do when being empathetic is asking the right questions. Questions that show them you are interested in what's important to them, what matters to them, and what keeps them worried and busy. For example, you could ask, can you tell me more about what concerns you most about your child's progress? Or how can we work together to support your child's learning at home? That was exactly what I told my client, to give parents her full attention and make them feel supported and not judged. Of course, you are judgmental. You should be because of your expertise, right? But use your professional knowledge to read between the lines. If parents feel judged by your questions, they might avoid honest answers and refuse their cooperation. What you need to do is to build trust using empathy and asking questions without judgment. Only if parents feel they can trust you, they will stick to agreements and they will take your advice and they will take you seriously no matter what. Trust is a cornerstone of any professional relationship, especially between teachers and parents. It's essential to be aware that trust is one of the most important aspects when it comes to professional relationships, especially relationships between teachers and parents. Make sure you don't take that feeling of trust parents have towards you for granted. Always make an effort to be empathetic around them. For instance, let's say a parent is upset because their child received a low grade. Instead of jumping to conclusions or offering immediate solutions, take a moment to listen to their concerns. You might say, I understand that you're worried about the grade. Can you share more about what you've noticed at home? This approach shows that you're not just interested in the grade itself, but in the broader context of the child's learning experience. Remember, being empathetic does not mean you have to agree with everything the parents say. It means showing that you understand their feelings and are willing to work with them. This collaborative approach can lead to more effective problem solving and a stronger partnership between teachers and parents. In summary, empathy is an essential skill for teachers, especially when working with parents. By listening actively, asking the right questions, and building trust, you can create a supportive environment where parents feel heard and understood. This not only helps in resolving current issues, but also lays the foundation for a positive and productive relationship in the future. So, take the time to practice empathy, and you will find that it greatly enhances your interactions with parents and contributes to the success of your students. Well, let's look at the big picture here. Building a strong, respectful relationship with parents through effective communication and empathy is essential for teachers who want to be taken seriously. By actively listening, asking meaningful questions, and demonstrating reliability and expertise, teachers can foster trust and credibility. Remember, every interaction with a parent is an opportunity to strengthen this relationship and support your student success. With these strategies, teachers can confidently navigate the complexities of parent-teacher communication and create a positive, collaborative environment. Remember, just like any other skill, empathy and effective communication can be learned and refined over time. By consistently applying these strategies, you can foster positive relationships with parents and create a thriving educational environment. All right. I hope I was able to help you today with all this information about the best ways to be taken seriously by parents. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss any of my future new videos. Also, if you subscribe, it really helps my channel grow and it helps me make more useful and helpful content for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in my next video.